Welcome to Monza. Virtual Racing Project has finally returned to the city of Monza. We haven't been here since season 2, and 3 seasons later, Virtual Racing Project is finally back. I'm not alone, I'm joined in comms with Ghost Fired Up.
It's good to be back after a short inter-game absence.
Yeah, it's back in comms once again with him. Had some minor stream issues just before this. Unfortunately, some of the planned stuff we had for the stream couldn't be brought to you, but you know, we're back with the all reliable stream format, and of course the all reliable track in the form of the Autodromo Monza. I want to say its full name is anyway.
Or is it also Autodromo de Nacional ones or something?
That sounds much more correct. 11 turns of pure Italian power as already on his outlap. RPL Jordan is off the track. We have almost a full grid, missing just one today, the Alpine of Timbed. A few reserves in there, a couple of Ferraris who will be out to win their home race, and I'm sure in the form of FIFA there's definitely a chance for one of them at least. And in terms of quali stuff, Zauber has a quali ban and Pavle will not be able to exit the pit lane until there are 10 minutes left after a incident in the last race. But Ghost, it's been a while. I don't know how up to date you've been keeping, but early predictions, anything you can say?
I'll be honest, I've not kept too up to date, so I'm going into this with very open eyes as we see VRP Skiddy is going into the first chicane of the lap very nicely through. So yeah, a lot of new faces that I haven't seen before, so it'll be difficult to gauge for me. So based off my knowledge from last season, probably a Vespa will be quick. I don't know if he's quick on this game yet, or who knows.
So is the best way to see it. Well, Skiddy's teammate Harrison, they are good friends, has got out of the way, so no tow there at Haas. But Skiddy, who will be the first to set a timed lap, I believe, down towards the Ascari chicane. This is his first race as a full-time. He's done a few reserve appearances for Haas alongside Harrison, but this is his first as an actual driver, and he cuts over the Ascari chicane, throws his car in the air, and his lap is invalid.
I would not like to be the driver in that car. That was been a very painful impact to the ground.
So he would have been hazard time as the one just behind him will now be the one to set the first lap of the session. He's got a lovely little Italian helmet going on there. Specks of green and red.
Very nice helmet.
He is in non-ERS though, so I believe he's backed out the lap. Jordan has set a 19.6. Hazard time will be nowhere near that. 23.2. So
6 seconds off.
yeah, it's Yatin who's gone just a second behind Jordan, and the first Ferrari to set a time lap. Charlie MG06 back on the grid for this race, also with an Italian-inspired helmet. He crosses the line and he gets his car into P2 just behind the reserve driver of RPL Jordan.
Just over 110 behind RPL Jordan. Good lap for Ferraris. Sure, the Tifosi will be quite happy with that one so far. But let's see how the rest of the field stacks up.
And Chocolade's out. On board with Lord Percival, wow. Chocolade, just before the bridge at Ascari, has found the wall. Oh, answers on a postcard as to how that one's happened.
Maybe a wheel issue, or not sure about that one.
Maybe a lack of concentration. He was actually on a lap, so it's a strange one, strange place to have one. Yannick with a 19.8, and Lord Percival coming around Parabolica to start a lap. Ghost, would you like to take us on board a lap? No, because he comes into the pit lane. So we just wait on that one.
Unprepared for that one. I'm on board with Darth Beaker right now. Getting a brilliant tow from Charlie. Brilliant teamwork from Ferrari there. Purple through sector 2. Cleanly through the Ascari chicane. Harrison goes up his P1 by just 200ths of a second as we now see the Ferrari of Darth Beaker going towards Alboreto. The car in front of him just getting out of the way as he rounds the final corner, straightens his car up as early as possible, to cross the line, and it's fastest by over half a second.
What
What
a
a lap from
lap.
Darth Vader.
Avesta can't respond because his lap's invalidated. Darth FIFA so far reserved 3 times, and every time so far in quali he has been a bit of a beast. Adam Lindberg reserving, second time this season, he is back again. Kicks Sauber this time and he's coming through the second chicane. Jatin complaining about his own pace.
A little bit wide, Adam Lindbergh
He's
out
backed
there.
out the lap, yeah. Just looking elsewhere, VRT Skiddy's invalid again, and Bino's not on a lap either. He's side by side with
going through the
off the track. Darth FIFA and one of the vehicles had a bit of contact there, but yeah.
Going towards the Alboreto hairpin for hazard time.
He's in none again. I'm not too sure what he's doing.
Is he just charging up for this lap? Yes, he is.
There we go. Do you want to take us on for a lap?
We can take us on for a lap right now. Going down the start finish straight, over 210 miles per hour. Hard braking zone, down to second gear for the first chicane. Very nicely through a little bit of a wobble on traction there. A little bit of grass on the front right as well. As we go the run up to Curva Grande, my controller has disconnected, so I can't see him run through Curva Grande. I assume he got through clean. Down into the second chicane, a little bit wide on entry, missing that first apex. And it looks like he's backed out again.
Well, Hazard Time, despite not setting a competitive lap yet, still sits in the top 8, but a few cars now out on outlaps. Omar is one of them just now starting on. Herod is out there, Lord Percival and Nisev as well. So quite a few yet to set a lap who you'd expect to see towards the top area of the grid. Nisev on debut in the Mercedes this week.
Yannick has just set up for another lap in the Kick Sauber, going down into the first chicane at 211 miles an hour, clipping that inside curb. It looked very fast through there. Using his overtake mode, keeping as tight a line as possible through Curva Grande. Nicely through, setting the fencing out for the second chicane. Gets it stopped nicely, takes that apex, it's a beautiful line there. Through the second chicane by Yannick. Now into the first of the Lesmos. Nice tight line, a little bit of oversteer on entry. Into the second Lesmo, using that inside curb and the outside curb on exit. A brilliant lap so far from Yannick. Let's see how it compares to his current lap that is on the board. Going through the sector 2 line, he is a tenth, well nearly 2/10 down into a Ascari. Yep, it's Ascari. Nicely through there. Could have maybe taken a little bit more curb. Now on the run up to Alboreto. Nice and quickly gets it turned in, slowed down into 5th gear, got less than a lap of fuel left, and he abandons the lap.
Well, it looked committed at some stages there for Yannick, but into the pit lane he goes. Sorry, at the end of that lap, have to say, matched his helmet very well with that very garish Kick Sauber looking car.
We didn't even notice NIS V2 has just gone into V2 in the standings.
Solid lap from him, the debutant in the Mercedes.
RPL Jordan is on a lap as well, coming up towards Alboreto. Go down into 5th gear, 127 miles an hour minimum speed. Straighten up as early as possible. And
into the pit lane, Adam Lindberg following him in as well. Jatin, I think, is going to start a lap as well now, so we can see his progress. Omar set his first lap time as well just a few minutes ago. He goes 9th, so a fair few struggling out there, and I think a fair few maybe just trying to hang around, try and get a slipstream. I think that's possibly something we'll see towards the end of the session, certainly.
Charlie has just gone purple. Charlie's just gone purple through sector 1, sorry, after a brilliant tour through Curva Grande by one of the McLarens, but he gets on the gravel on the exit of the second of the Lesmos.
Very wide, and he's struggling for ERS a bit as he comes towards Ascari.
2 tenths up on his third lap. This would put him into P3 at the moment. Nice and clean through Ascari.
And he can pick a distant toe up from that Williams, weaving ahead of him. Into Parabolica, or the Alboreto.
Big snap of oversteer.
Happen.
And across the line, he doesn't improve.
Loses time. Bino though is going to get a slipstream from Charlie now, maybe a return of the favour. Using that overtake. I have to say, by the time they exit turn 2 here, they're down about half a battery of ERS. So in the race, that is going to be a real pain to try and recharge, as Charlie is now giving Bino that slipstream through the Curva Grande. LMB strikes, sets a time good enough for P2. Just over a tenth off Duffy, but Charlie gets out of the way. Bino late braking, commits to both apexes and off into the gravel. He jumps. Will he abandon the lap?
No, he doesn't seem to. He can't afford to, as a Vesta now goes top by just over half a tenth.
For the first time, we see someone challenge Darfifa.
Harrison up over a tenth through the second sector split. Where will he cross the line? Up into P4 for the Haas driver.
Bino sliding almost too wide, almost off the track at the exit of Ascari, keeps it on, so his lap time will still be valid either way, whether it's good or not. We'll see where this one puts him. His teammate also yet to set a time, has just gone onto a lap. That's Lord Percival down into the first chicane, but Bino through the last corner is going to stay on to set a lap, and this lap time is going to get him only to 13th. Skiddy behind 15th.
That's... I think Bino will be very disappointed with that. It took way too much speed into the second chicane. Just going into that gravel, that would have cost him plenty of time. You now see Lord Percival coming through the first Lesmo. Quite oversteery, but managing to hold it through the second Lesmo. Not using as much inside curve as a few people have been. Now on to the straight, going under the bridge. What will this sector 2 time be? The 32.8. Don't know how that stacks up to the rest of the field. He's invalidated. That's a horrible time to invalidate.
He's going to run back to the pit lane now. I'm not too sure. I can't see the time because there is a yellow flag out there.
That is one of the Hatties, possibly Harrison out of fuel.
I believe so, as he enters the pit lane just now. And there's 4 and a bit minutes left, so enough time for Lord Percival to jump into pit lane and do something. But it has a time still in non-ERS. Anyone else out there on a lap currently? RPL Jordan is. But he's 2.5 seconds down and had a wobbly moment. Whew.
Very easily been the end of the session there.
He's still going for it though. Overtake deployed. Very committed into the final corner. That ERS flashing. And he will come straight into the pit lane. Just a rush to get back, I suppose, as every single car is now in the pit lane other than Adam Lindberg. And Chocolades, who's on the back of a truck. Sorry,
Going into the first chicane. Adam Lindberg, very nice line through. No issues with getting the traction down. Keeping that tight line through Curva Grande. Nice and smooth, approaching 200 miles an hour into the second chicane.
Purple.
Very nice. Purple sector 1. Nicely through the first little Lesmos. Into the second Lesmo, using plenty of curve on the inside, not too much on the outside, however. Possibly costing him a few hundreds of lap time there. Under the bridge, let's see where he is through sector 2. He's 4 tenths up on his lap. This would put him in contention for top 5. Well, not quite top 5, top 6. Cleanly through the Ascari chicane on the run up to Alboreto. Keeping a bit of a higher minimum speed than I've seen a few people holding. Across the line, keeping as tight as possible. He's up to P6.
Good lap. And he needed it because I don't know if he's going to get another go. He'll have enough time, but whether he's got the fuel to do it, I'm not too sure.
Looks like he's conserving.
So
More
it potentially
drivers
will.
are out on track.
So Charlie's
Leader
the
of which-
first. Will he actually go for a timed run here or not is a question. Will Bino
Well, this is
leaving the
this
pit
is
lane, who we've
moderately
seen
convenient
help?
because Darth FIFA has just left the pit lane as well as
Now,
he
Darth
started the lap.
FIFA, his teammate, and Bino, who helped him on the last run, is now also out. And Charlie is going for it. He's using overtake, so he will be the first one on the final runs to set a lap time. He's going to have to avoid a bit of traffic, but guess what? The car just ahead of him now, it is Bino, who then speeds off into the distance to try and keep as much speed as he can to try and give that tow to the Ferrari. The Tifosi are loving this. Where can Charlie put his car? He couldn't quite make the time count last time, but he's 3 and a bit, well, just under 3/10 up, committed to both apexes, jumping over the curves and keeping it on track.
Near perfection. I thought he may have carried a little bit of too much speed into the entry first part of the chicane. He did grind over that curb a little bit, but no, it was absolute perfection.
And avoided the
Onto-
gravel.
Onto the DRS straight as well, just about to come under the bridge. Where will he be? Using a tow, 4/10 up. This is a good lap from Charlie. This could put him into the top 4. Clean through Ascari. Running up towards Alboreto now at over 200 miles an hour. This is his final lap of the session. He's almost out of fuel. Give me a very fast line through Alboreto. Not keep it as tight as some others though. Where will this lap put him? It's P4 for Charlie.
Very, very good lap. Keep an eye on him, potentially now giving Bino a slipstream back. We'll see if some others out there are on laps. Darth FIFA's invalidated his.
That's the worst possible time for him, so he will not get pole position. Avesta is slightly up through the first sector split.
Coming to the line as well. Has a time, is also on a time. Finally using that overtake button. He's about to cross the line next. Yannick up to P8, has a time just behind him. P16, P11, sorry. Time screen maybe taking a little bit longer to update there. Lord Percival has invalidated his time, so if we jump back to Bino as Alba is out. He had a quali ban anyway.
Avesta is 2/10 down through sector 2. It's unlikely he will improve. Will anyone have the speed to snatch that pole position away from him?
Harrison with a mega slipstream from Skiddy, but he is also down on his time. We'll see if there's going to be any improvement there. RPL Jordan to the line. He's marginally up. He goes up to 8. The Vesta isn't going to improve, or is he? He does. He claws back the time and advances his pole position margin. He's going to have it because Darth FIFA is out. Harrison, no
LMB 's
improvement
not
from him.
improving. Charlie's not doing anything. Not neither for Harrison.
Bino's coming to the line.
Up. Nisev is up. Only P12 for Bino.
Nisev is up through the last corner now, down to the straight. Can only stay P6. He marginally lost out on time in the end. Yannick is invalidated. Omar is not improving, and Jatin is now coming to the line with a slight improvement, only to stay 15th. Lord Percival, he hasn't set a time yet. He may be the last one to take the checkered flag. In fact, I'm pretty sure he will be. To the line, Lord Percival. P15.
15. A brilliant pole position there for Avesta. I did call it early in the session. Clearly has kept his pace from the last game. And it's pole for Aston Martin in Monza. However, the two Ferraris, P2 and P4, they could make a real difference in this race in front of their home crowd.
So just behind him, Darth FIFA. Exceptionally quick on this game as well. He's in that Ferrari, so the Tifosi can at least be satisfied with the second and fourth. Charlie managing to qualify in fourth place, one of his better quali sessions of late. LMB Strikes splitting them two in third place, and Harrison in fifth. Someone else who's had very impressive quali sessions since joining VRP. Nisev in sixth on his debut. Adam Lindbergh seventh. RPL Jordan eighth. Herod in ninth. Once again struggling in quali, the reigning champion, and Yannick rounds up the top 10 just ahead of Hazard Time. We've seen those two gain a number of positions throughout the races together, both gaining 24 each. We'll see if they can do that again today. And it is not raining in Italy.
While we wait for the race to start, there is a bit of football news. Julian Alvarez looks set to join Atletico Madrid for a deal worth 95 million euros. That is a lot of money right there.
Skiddy saying he just gave his teammate Harrison the world's worst toe. Maybe blaming himself for Harrison's 5th place. I mean, it's still not a bad position to qualify. Jatin also said he had a half spin when he was almost a second up on his lap time. So
the thing is, maybe starting P3, 4, 5 could work to your advantage here, with the long run into the first chicane and the even longer run into the second chicane.
what it also does is it leaves you slightly exposed to those in the midfield who may just misjudge their braking zone from the Constantina effect. So just be wary. It is Monza. And of course, lap 1 is chaos. The whole race as a whole, with the slipstream and the DRS, could be chaos. The formation lap already providing it as the top 2 are disqualified. To the grid they go.
Oh my god.
Let's look at the strat. So everyone on the medium tyres, other than the 2 Hasses, 5th and 17th, Adam Lindbergh in 7th, and RPL Jordan in 8th. Everyone on the mediums and the hards for those I just named. It's an easy one stop here. Simple as really. You don't really want to touch the softs unless there's a safety car. It's yeah, medium to hard is the general strat you want to go for. Well, the safety cars gonna come here.
Avesta saying that Darth FIFA took him out through turn 1.
The drama has already started. They have a checkered history at this track. I've commentated on another league where those two had a pretty major incident, safe to say. If you know, you know.
And you know how we were speaking about turn 1, I've had my fair share of incidents in other leagues through turn 1. Not really in the dry though, mainly in the wet. Fairly sure you remember that one all too well, Danvers.
Cannot forget it. Jatin, I got my reference. Nice. Glad there's someone.
Which reference?
Avesta and FIFA maybe have had some history at this track, so to say.
Okay.
We'll see if it carries on. I mean, they're on the front row together. Hopefully it doesn't get too out of hand, but we'd like to see a bit of action, a bit of drama, and some close racing to the end. Hopefully with a few others involved. And when it's Monza, you're going to get close racing. You're going to get overtakes every lap, so try and save the vocal cords a little bit.
With this as well, I might be being hopeful here, but with the front 2 having cold tyres for the start, could we see 4 wide going into the first chicane at the front?
That is being hopeful, but it's actually realistic. It could be as we line up for the grid. Here we go. The lights are on, all 5 of them. And out they go. We are racing in Monza. Avesta with the much better jump as alongside LMB tries to put alongside Darth FIFA. Avesta already out front quite clean. Further back, are we going to see anyone misjudge their braking zone? No, they're all through turn 1 fairly cleanly. One of the Mercedes going slightly wide, leaning on Charlie off the track. That's Jatin, and one of the McLarens, I think Bino, off the track into the gravel. The 2 kick Sauber's trying to make up positions as well, but there's a Vesta out front pretty cleanly from Darth FIFA, LMB and Charlie side by side. The Mercedes in the background just trying to fight with the Sauber. But it's a pretty clean start for a Monza Grand Prix as Jatin's had another incident, I think, just letting through Bino. It was those 2. And Sauber as well has got a try for as Adam Lindbergh had to pick up a bit of oversteer on that hard tyre, maybe struggling a little bit. The yellow flag still out in sector 2. Ghost, we're away cleanly.
We're away cleanly. It's very surprising for Monza, but Avesta away with a brilliant start over Darth FIFA. Maybe my statement pre-race with 4 wide was very hopeful, but
Mercedes off in the background. rejoining. That's Nisev.
Losing a couple of positions there. Going to the end of the first lap now. It's a good gap already for Avesta. Just over half a second. LMB right on the gearbox of Darth FIFA. Just 2.5 tenths. Picking up a brilliant tour through the first, into the first chicane. Will he have a look? He doesn't go
They're
for
bunching
it.
at the background, they're bunching at the background. The Williams and the Mercedes. Nisev has outbroke himself into the side and they're 2 off. Penalty for Jordan. I'm sure that one will get looked at, but he's going to have to serve in the pit lane. Skiddy as well with a penalty.
Yeah.
Adam Lindberg with one as well. And Nisev's losing another position here to Lord Percival.
The terrible start to the race so far for Nisev. Going off track at Scary and now being involved in that incident. I'm sure those 2 penalties will be looked at. Now side by side at the exit of the second chicane as well.
He's going to lose another one here. Has the time trying to go down to the inside. There's almost contact. Both falls wide and there is now. That's Omar into the wall with damage.
There we go. We've got the drama lap 2.
The drama is following Nisev and there's a spin in the background. That's Skiddy off into the grass.
Come on out of that.
Zauber has come into the pit lane to serve his drive-through penalty.
For Nisev through a Scary.
At the front though, at the front it is closing up. Darth FIFA was under a tenth on Avesta there, coming to Parabolica. Not the place to make the move, so he waits. He's now going to get the DRS behind the Aston Martin. LMB strikes with the fastest lap and Darth FIFA already pulling to the inside. Will LMB strikes follow him through?
3 wide.
3 wide, LMB strikes!
LMB to the lead.
Contact between Darth FIFA and Avesta. Avesta pushed a bit wide. But it's all clean so far. 1, 2, 3, 4. They change. Charlie, the 1 in 4th. Avesta just ahead. FIFA and LMB strikes the 1 in the lead. The drama is continuing further back. Sauber and Williams on Sauber. They're trying to go 3 wide for the Curva Grande. How's that going to end? Yannick in front. Adam Lindberg getting past LPL. Jordan going down the inside and half spinning himself.
Oh, it's contact as well. Herod missing an end plate as well. Running off the track.
And Herod now under pressure from Pavle in the Aston Martin. Pavle looking to score his first points in VRP. He's on the fringes off those. Darth FIFA side by side with LMB. Lets him go. That's bunched up Avesta and Charlie, who both have to avoid getting any damage. Around. LMB half spin. Catches it, but he's going to lose the DRS.
Darth FIFA into the lead now with his teammate in P3. The Ferraris can really work together now.
Do they want to though? Do they want to take the glory in front of the home crowd? It's Ferrari, it's Monza, and Avesta's there to spoil the party.
If we're going really into it, it's an Italian 1-3-4 right now. Was a 1-2-4.
It was Avesta.
Coming to the inside, Avesta. Oh.
And Darth FIFA did well not to outbreak himself. Around, Harrison. Contact with Adam Lindberg, I think.
10-second penalty for Adam Lindberg. Now 20 seconds of penalties for Adam Lindberg.
And severe damage to his car, so his race is completely in the air. It's 3 wide. That's Bino, Chocolade and Pavle. Who's going to make it through? Bino was almost on the grass as Chocolade side by side with Bino into the chicane. There's more contact between the two. Bino, Chocolade, switch back.
No. There's still side by side and more contact going into the first of the last bus.
But Chocolade got the switchback done. Pavle down a couple more positions. He's down to 14th now. And Vino.
Now.
Charlie and Darth FIFA swap places just before Ascari.
Yeah, I don't think either of these two are looking to hold each other up. They are just focused on staying at the front. LMB still in that DRS after his half spin on the last lap. Charlie showing good race pace here though. Half a second off. He probably won't get a run on Avesta. Over Darth FIFA slingshots past Charlie with the DRS. Avesta covers it off. Allow to the outside line. Goes Charlie. And there's Darth FIFA. How have the Ferraris not made contact there?
It's just like real life. The Ferrari's getting oh so close, but no contact between the two. Jordan got past Yannick in the background, and you could definitely see at the front Avesta, who he chose to cover off.
It was a good slingshot there from Darth FIFA, but just going off well. Charlie having a half chance round the outside. as Darth Vader is let back through by Charlie.
So the Ferraris definitely working together, at least at this stage. On lap 5, they're trying to hunt down that man in the lead, the man who won the last race at Belgium, Avesta Gavadi. Whilst Lightning Luke is not here, the championship leader, this is anyone's game to try and make the ground up. And whilst Avesta, just 2 rounds of goals and 0 points, he's on 26. Can he double that margin? Lord Purcell up to P7. A great race from him so far. Past Nisev, who's had an up and down race so far. Although Lord Purcell's gaining and losing positions on the timing screen.
Yeah,
The yellow flag. Pavle.
Pavle's retired. That looks like it's
Safety car.
Safety car is out.
I did say Pavle looking to score his first points in VRP. He reserved on a number of occasions, and the exit of Scar is so easy to do. I don't know if he was helped into the wall or not, but either way, he's out the race. He's the first one to do so, and the leaders missed the pit lane. They did miss the safety car as well, so they have the chance to go again. But it's Nisev the first into the pit lane, followed by Chocolat, Bino, Jatin is in as well, and I'm sure Zauber, who had a bit of damage, will follow him in too. Penalties are being served as well. This is useful. Nisev managed to serve a 5 seconds. I'm sure Adam Lindberg will want to serve his other 10 second he also has.
I think with the Pavle crash, I've done this before because it was quite a little bit after the corner. I think he's got onto that outside curb and lost control of the car, if I had to guess. It's a very easy thing to do. I've done it in several races. But unfortunately there for the Aston Martin.
It's definitely a high-speed corner that usually ends in a big amount of spins, especially when it's effectively a double chicane. On tracks where you run almost 0-0 wings. I'm not sure if it actually is 0-0 wings this game. It wouldn't surprise me. But also into the pit lane, we've seen Zauber coming as well to fix that wing. Omar Herod, VRT Skiddy had already pit, and Adam Lindberg is serving his other 10 second. He's got to be careful not to get lapped here. He might do. Avesta stays out.
As does
Charlie, who has to because he didn't want to double stack. VRT Skiddy serving his penalty has been lapped.
Jordan nearly overtaking. Oh,
Jordan's sped into the pit lane and he's out.
What? And he's retired. What? That's a weird one.
Manual retirement?
I'm not sure.
Well, either way, he is out the race along with Pavle. Rather devastatingly towards the back, VRT Skiddy has managed to get himself lapped. I don't think he was expecting Avesta and Charlie to not pit, although he's also been lapped by several others, and he's off the track with more damage again.
Lord Percival and Hazardtime both stay out as well. So it's
Harrison as well.
The current order is Avesta, Charlie, Lord Percival, and Hazardtime. Followed by Harrison, Darth Vader, LMB, Yannick, Chocolat, Bino, Jatin, Nisev, Tauber now, Omar, Herod, Adam Lindberg, and VRT Skiddy. Very entertaining race so far though. Currently seeing Aston Martin 1-2 on the track between Bert Mylander and Avesta. Very used to seeing this in the commentary box.
Early interview from RPL Jordan, not happy with Adam Lindberg and getting a 10-second time penalty. Ended up with him calling his race early there. So down to the 17 drivers into the pit lane now comes Avesta, now chooses to go in, and Hazardtime follows him in.
That's an unusual decision.
I don't think it's unusual, I think it's wrong. He's missed a chance to pit, done a lap on the safety car, and he has now lost several positions and goes into the same set of tyres, or the same compound that he was already on. So there's a committed 2-stop.
Bold call from Avesta.
It promotes Charlie MG06 into the race lead, somewhere he hasn't held since the season finale, last round on last year's game. Lord Percival behind him and Harrison in P3.
I wonder who won the sprint races that last round.
Wasn't it Charlie MG06's teammate?
It may have been.
Yeah, I can't remember who that was.
Might have been somebody who's in the commentary box right now. It was me,
It
obviously.
might, yeah.
I'm joking.
It was one of the Adams in the commentary box, anyway.
Yeah, Adam Lindbergh.
So, the top 10, Charlie, Lord Pastoral, Harrison, Duffy for LMB, Yannick, Chocolat, Bino, Jatin, and Nisev round it out. And the top 3 that I don't think many saw coming, 8 laps in, although albeit these are the guys yet to pit, and these are the guys who are effectively, well, a pit stop down, really, because everyone else doesn't really need to pit again. Kind of hoping for another safety car in this one.
They do have to rely on another safety car. With Darth Vader on those fresh tyres, I believe if he will get out in front and just tow Charlie along, which will really help his strategy.
But that's if he can. Around here, old tyres in corners is not at all.
The tyres aren't especially old though. I think they've still
But
probably
the
got a bit of life.
the margin between even 5-lap old tyres and new are
Is a big
pretty
difference.
big. You will start to notice it within the first few laps of the restart, unless there is a severe level of talent between our top 3 here, especially Harrison, who's on 8-lap old hards. Not quite sure why he chose to stay out.
Probably because he's going to hit near the end for mediums or maybe even the soft. If it's quite a late save.
Potentially, but if he's committing to his strat, he didn't gain too many positions and he could have gone medium and then medium again. He would have had to do the same number of green flag pit stops.
The car should be in this time. Should get confirmation of that fairly soon.
Just waiting for Adam Lindbergh to join the back. So his race somewhat recovered now. I'm sure he's got rid of the majority of his penalties. So just have a look what his last one is. 3 seconds. 3 seconds for him and Nisev. And in we go.
It was all 20 seconds in the pit lane then.
Yeah, he pit twice. He pitted once just before safety car and once during, so 20 served. Charlie will be our lead man for the restart. We've seen him desperately weaving those tyres to try and get some warmth into them, and he's going again for it. He's had a McLaren help him so much during quali. Well, he's got a McLaren behind him now. It's not the McLaren that helped him. When will he go? He doesn't want to give someone a slipstream all the way down to turn 1, especially another man who is on those older tyres, the same strat as him. He's choosing to go very late. Vesta's got a drive-through penalty and a spin at the back. Chocolat into the wall. Bino was involved as well. Charlie's got us underway. The late call has caught some drivers out, and Bino will be one of them. 10-second time penalty and wing damage for a collision with the Alpine. Side by side at the back. Spin. Yannick off the track. And another spin as well into the wall. That's Nisev and Jatin. The drama has absolutely kicked off on the restart. We didn't get on lap 1. It's come now. Charlie out front will be thinking, where is everyone? Because further back, they've all collided. He's got Lord Purcell, Harrison right behind him. Delfifa kept it clean. LMB Strikes is just behind him. Yannick's half spin didn't cost him too much. He stays in 6th, has a time in 7th. Adam Lindbergh on the soft tyres went from the back up to 8th on the restart. Omar and Herod just behind him. Side by side, Zelba and Bino. Bino's off into the gravel, and that might be a retirement. No, he's kept it in the race.
Quite lucky there to stay in the race for Bino.
Virtual safety car. I think we needed it.
Now, from this VSC, do the top 3 pit.
You have to. Surely this is the moment.
Surely. Box onto the hard tyres. You're good for the rest of the race. You have slightly fresher tyres. 3-lap fresher tyres even.
Well, in the case of Charlie and Lord Percival, I don't think they stay out because of strategy. They're staying out again. They didn't stay out because of strategy. They stayed out because they couldn't double stack. and then of course they were stuck behind a safety car. But no, they don't choose this moment to pit either. Here we go again.
That's possibly why. Darth Beaver down the inside into turn 1. Lord Percival ghosted as Harrison goes through. Is Lord Percival lagged out?
No, Lord Percival had a half spin and the game has ghosted him for it. That let Darth FIFA go through. He's into P2. It's now Ferrari 1-2, albeit one of them yet to pit into the pit lane. Bino and Nissev with damage. Avesta following them in as well.
Avesta will be serving his driver. I think he had damage from the incident at the back there. He did pit on that inlet when the safety car came in. Unless he tried to serve his drive-through immediately. Side by side, the two Ferraris. I don't think Charlie will fight this one at all. Smart thing to do there, as he will just now try to stay on the back of his teammate, however on much fresher tyres.
I think the hards are starting to come into their own as well though. Harrison really closed up to Charlie there. And off in the background, Adam Lindberg. With no wing. Just saw him exit Ascari straight into a barrier.
Again, quite lucky to stay in the race. Charlie has got Harrison all over his gearbox. You were probably right. Those hards are coming into their own over the old mediums.
Oh, and into the back of him!
No, Charlie's round!
Into the back. Harrison's misjudged the braking. Charlie's got away without any damage in the safety car. Well, is the safety car out for this incident? Adam Limbo's got another 10-second time penalty. The safety car, I assume, is out because Harrison's hit into the back of Charlie.
No, I think it's because Skiddy's retired as well. Skiddy has also retired.
Skiddy's out. I didn't see where that was on track. Oh, I didn't see it at all. But well, Charlie's race thrown up into the air. It really could have gone worse for him, albeit he was smashed into the back of that plus 100 miles an hour, and thrown up into the air his race was, and kind of
Harrison
caught by the safety car.
Harrison has damage.
I'm not surprised.
His right end plate.
But the safety car coming out on lap 12, I know the incident isn't what Harrison or Charlie wanted, but it does slightly save their strategy. Or Percival as well, certainly will be happy to see this one. Surely this is the moment they choose to pit. And I know it saves Harrison's strategy, but I'm sure it won't save him too much in the steerage room. He's going to have to carry that one.
Not ideal there. Harrison. Darth Ether's in again. And he speeds!
The leaders
has a time as well, speed. This will now put LMB no, with everyone pitting it'll put Harrison into the lead.
Will it though? Because he's got to change his front wing. Out into the lead, Darth FIFA keeps it. Zauber goes up to P2. Darth FIFA does manage to stay into the lead. But he wouldn't have served his penalty just yet. He's going to carry a 10-second. And he's going to catch the safety car. So when does he choose to serve it? Adam Lindberg has now got a drive-through penalty. His race couldn't get any worse.
He's got to catch them all.
The leaders in this race cannot catch a break. Avesta's race got thrown into the air under the safety car restart. Darth Fever's race under the safety car now got a 10-second penalty. Adam Lindberg does now choose to cut his losses.
But currently in the net race lead is LMB Strikes, but will the mediums hold on? We saw them really struggling at the end of that stint, and that's with a safety car as well. Lord Percival behind on that hard compounder tyre. We know that will get to the end comfortably.
Absolutely will. Darth FIFA, I assume Darth FIFA's only reason for going to... Oh no, but Charlie's on softs as well. It will be a stretch to get them there. They will get there, I think, but it will be a stretch. I was going to say...
The mediums will be struggling. I can't imagine how bad the softs will be, unless they're just planning to just full send this race.
Must be, or another safety car potentially. I would have thought Darth FIFA might be heading back into the pit lane to serve the 10 seconds. Do you want trap position, or do you want that penalty cleared? He's going for the penalty to be cleared. Don't speed now into the pit lane. Very carefully he went. Has the time with a bit of intel. Thinks softs will 100% not make it. He's on the mediums, so he's playing it safer for the 3 second time penalty.
Yeah, that. I think I have to agree with him there. I don't think the soft will make it. I mean, it'll be, what, end of lap 16? 11 laps for the softs. I've seen crazier things, but they will be completely dead by the end of the race.
Yeah, I cannot disagree. Duffy for onto medium, so Charlie's the only one now on softs. It's a bold call for Yannick and Zauber to stick it out on those older hards. And when Zauber's at the front, we are sure to see some fireworks. Jatin as well, coming in and saying softs will not make it, so Charlie maybe has just added another pit stop to his agenda.
That is not an ideal place for Ferraris, but we do have an Italian car in the net race lead. The Toro Rosso, Alpha Tauri, RB of LMB in that net race lead on the medium tyre. It will make it to the end, but I think it will start to struggle.
It would be nice if we had an Italian driver in the lead, but I don't think, to my knowledge, I don't think VRP has ever had an Italian driver.
Hmm.
But instead we have a Dutch in front, a German in second, a Brit in third, another German in fourth, and a whole host of Brits just after that. And Jatin also said, not RB, get it right. It's Visa Cash Out Racing, Red Bull's MasterCard racing team. So.
Where's the Hugh going all in that? Plus, why not? Stick another Cash App in there.
Bit of extra money. We wait for Vesta to catch back up onto hards, which should definitely make it to the end of this race.
Screw it, with it being a Red Bull affiliated team, why not just stick a Leeds United badge on there?
Of course you'd say that. Will we see Leeds on the new Red Bull car? There's a question for you.
Almost definitely not.
Yeah, they don't want to be that slow.
I mean, to be fair, since he was pictured with a Leeds shirt, Max Verstappen has not won a race.
He was pictured with a Leeds shirt?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that explains it all.
Yeah, I'll send you the picture now.
Everyone is within the safety car line, and in it comes.
Will that picture later?
We will have to.
So it's Yannick starting this from pole. Very good helmet choice considering the car he's in as well. It matches up with the car beautifully.
It is very nice, yes. Sauber's got the same colour helmet as well. It doesn't quite match his car as well. But Yannick aggressively weaving. Will we see the chaos we saw on the last restart? Or will he leave it as late as we saw? Well, he's going much quicker, so safety car's only just entered the pit lane and he's away already. It's a much quicker restart, so less chaos. Yannick, Zauber, LMB. We're seeing a Williams going side by side already. And into turn one we go. Zauber's lost the position already, but he's choosing to go late on the brakes. LMB to the outside.
Charlie late on the brakes as well. Charlie up into P6 ahead of Harrison.
And they're almost three wide. They're almost three wide, but Lord Percival can't quite get alongside LMB and Zauber. He then slingshots his way around the outside of Zauber and nearly had a go at LMB as well. Hazard Time's looking at Zauber as well. Charlie sending it to the inside of Hazard Time. We saw that on board Harrison, who then had a bit of contact with Hazard Time. Yannick, the man who keeps himself in the lead, and from here he just doesn't have to panic.
There we go.
Charlie alongside Zauber. Will we see the move at Ascari? We'll see it before.
Nicely done. Charlie making positions early on that soft tyre, but can it last for the rest of this race? 11 laps, full send. is a huge risk.
Well, he's getting the work he needs to do done first, and then from here we just need to see will Charlie be able to last as Lord Percival looks up going into Parabolica. He's on hard tyres, so he can afford to take a bit of tyre life out of his tyres. DRS enabled as Herod, who's been a bit anonymous in this race so far, is in some battles. He's got past Omar at the front. LMB just seen in the background, swapping with Yannick. He's into the lead. Lord Percival holding off from those behind them. They're side by side. That's the Haas poking up the inside of Hazard Time, and they're off. Spin in the background's Omar, and off into the gravel. If the camera would actually pick it up.
Whoa, off is the Alpine as well. Whoa, huge crash there with Bino and Harrison. Huge incident through Curva Grande.
And yet we're only staying on the yellows. Yeah, off into the gravel at turn 1 was Harrison. The camera wouldn't quite pick it up, so I was confused as to who it was. But Omar was around there as well, so the drama, we didn't get quite on the restart, but we got it just one lap later. LMB trying to run away from Yannick, but Yannick is sticking within that DRS very well considering the tyre life. Charlie's managed to get past Lord Percival whilst we were distracted with the yellow flags in the background, and Zauber's kept himself up in P5. He said he was quick here.
Oh,
Charlie's got a penalty.
Charlie. Charlie is currently the fastest car on track, I would say, but with that penalty, he has to push even harder.
Will we see a fastest lap from him here? At least that will garner an extra point for him, because he might struggle to pick up the major points. He won't get the fastest lap, and out front will Yannick be able to retake the lead? He's looking towards the inside. He's pulled out from the slipstream, and he's saving his ERS, so I don't think he's going for it. Nisev with a 10-second time penalty, speeding in the pit lane. So easy to do here by the looks of things. Harrison is in as well, and Bino's had a torrid time in Monza today.
I think everyone who's been up near the front of this race has had a bit of a torrid time about things, apart from LMB.
Well, he had the half spin very early on, but other than that, pretty smooth sailing. We've definitely just commentated cursed him, so Yannick, get ready to inherit the race lead.
Oh, Yannick though.
As Charlie really closing in on these guys, he's got to pit again, you'd think. He's got to make a 3-second advantage from those around him, unless he finds a way to get it removed, which is probably unlikely. Darfifa on the back of Zauber, lost position to Herald on the last lap. Darfifa can't quite get the move done.
Charlie with a really quick run through Ascari. I was going to check, he may have exceeded track limit there on the end though.
Yeah, you check that as Chocolat gets himself into the top 10, getting past Jatin.
He didn't. No, he didn't.
Okay, so Charlie is still maybe on to get it removed, but I would doubt it, as he's all the way on the back of Yannick. And nearly.
Charlie has a look down the inside of Yannick to take the race lead, but they're still side by side now. Bit wheels banging together. Charlie gets through though with the additional traction from that soft compound tyre. Charlie just has to sprint away.
The traction on those softs was immense as Yannick side by side again. Just about stays ahead of LMB.
Goes deep as well. That's very good for Charlie.
LMB had to back out as well. Didn't quite want to make the move at Lesmo 1. I can understand why. But those two behind still in DRS. Lord Percival bunched right in as well. Herod is here as well. I said he's been a bit anonymous. Well, he's come into it at the very end when it matters. A Vesta up to P6. He's found his way from the back to the front. And Darfifa just behind that.
Second penalty, however.
He does, yeah. Zauber in P8, clinging on to those just ahead of him, and has a time P9 with that restart incident. Chocolat, as I said, got past Jatin. He's in P10 and closing right up onto hazard time. At the front, Charlie somewhat pulling away from Yannick, but not enough. Yannick's going to get maybe 2 past him here before the DRS zone.
LMB's already in front with the DRS from
And
Charlie as well.
Here comes Lord Percival.
LMB just has to back out. He's on fresh mediums, so Charlie won't find it as easy to pull away from LMB.
And Lord Percival managed to get past Yannick. He broke very late. Yannick then losing another position to Avesta, having a sideways moment to Avesta.
I don't think we can count Avesta out of this just yet.
Yeah. Avesta right back in it. 3-second penalty, two spun in the background. Chocolat and Zauber. Chocolat then with a penalty. They both just about got away with it, and then there's more contact. I think that's lag because they're now driving inside of each other. This for the lower regions of the point. Zauber, Chocolat, Hazardtime and Jatin all in one big gaggle. They're still driving inside each other.
Just leave it as Hazardtime does have a look to the inside of Zauber into a Scary, backs out of it. Charlie currently unable to escape from LMB. Lord
I think
Percival,
he may be in trouble this lap.
I think he is in trouble.
In trouble is Yannick.
Starting to go away. Avesta now getting through before the DRS zone on Avesta. Now Avesta getting that slipstream from LMB. LMB through to the lead. Charlie without the DRS. Will Avesta have a look at Charlie?
No.
Just backs out of it. Both of those two with 3-second penalties. LMB currently in a very, very strong position.
And there's a yellow flag. Harold's been around. Harold went around. And now he's involved in the big gaggle of cars we just saw. Duff Fifas had an incident as well. Those two must have had some sort of coming together at turn 1.
Must have done. Just have a little check.
And there's damage in the air as well. Someone's got damage. Zauber's now got a penalty.
Darth FIFA is missing an end plate. Oh, contact!
There's more!
How has nobody gone off track there?
I'm honestly surprised as Darth FIFA then sends one straight to the inside of Harold. That one's
Charlie's going through it.
not good.
Scary and Vesta are all over the gearbox of LMB as well. Charlie back up into the current race lead. But currently, in terms of net, it's still LMB.
Still LMB. But this lap, surely, we'll see him at turn 1 yet again. Vesta. Not giving this one up either, virtual safety car.
That's going to help Charlie quite a bit, I
Nissev
believe.
without a front wing.
He's had a fairly action-packed debut.
Most of them have, to be fair. Darth Fifa's off the track as well at Parabolica.
Drives past Harrison, maybe a legal overtake there.
Pit lane, Chocolat, Hazardtime, Zauber, Herod are all in. Soft tyres coming on. And maybe, just maybe, this will give Charlie a chance. I mean, he's 6 laps away.
He still has to pull 3 seconds as well.
The FIFA has retired on track.
I'm going to quickly have a check at warnings. For Charlie. Charlie hasn't got a warning since his penalty. LMB currently has no
drive-through penalty, Zauber. Drive-through penalty, Zauber. That has ruined his chances at getting points here in Season 5.
Avesta no warning since his penalty. Lord Percival. 2 warnings. Lord Percival has to be careful.
He has to be careful, but he's watching those just ahead, and they're going to fight again as we go into turn. Well, as we prepare to go to turn 1 through Parabolica now. Avesta all over the back of LMB. He nearly got him on the restart. LMB had to show him the grass. As Charlie moves his car over to maybe give Avesta slipstream, but, well, they weren't alongside, so LMB now picks that up. Alongside and ahead, LMB goes at turn 1. Avesta's going to follow him through. It's 3 wide into turn 1. We go, and contact between all 3.
Now that is controversial. Lord Percival up into P2. He's currently in the net race lead. Yannick as well in the net P2.
Well, I said at the start, Yannick likes to make positions up during the race. At the moment, he's going from P10 to P2. Contact between the 3 leaders, all of them still facing in the right direction at the end of it and in the same DRS train, but Charlie losing a couple of positions and LMB losing 4.
You say Yannick from P10 to P4, Lord Percival P15 to P2, and
At the minute
in the net race lead.
Yes, he is. Yannick's going to go past on Charlie. Those soft tyres beginning to become a pain for him as he's cut that corner. That's one certainly a warning for him. So Yannick dispatches one of those who has penalties, or penalty, and Lord Percival just got to stick to the back of Avesta as through goes LMB. Charlie's race becoming a bit undone. If his tyre wear was already high, I think the half spin really didn't help it. And these guys have a 10-second margin to the next car.
Lord Percival really getting good assistance there from the DRS. He's a lot quicker. Oh! Avesta is a lot quicker than Lord Percival at the moment. And that has put Lord Percival out of DRS range.
And crucially, LMB strikes the man behind him, also without a penalty. With Avesta running away, this is basically it for the race win. If Avesta wasn't to get his penalty removed, which I'm not sure if he will, because I haven't seen any of his off-track incidents.
He is pulling away a lot out front though, is Avesta. On that hard compound of tyre. 1.7. He's pulled away over a second since the first chicane.
Well, crucially to remember here, Lord Percival 11 lap hards, LMB 11 lap mediums. Which tyre compound is the one to be on at this stage? They're both the same age. Yannick is also on hards, but they're 5 laps older than the rest of them.
I think Lau, the favourite for the race, somehow has swung Avesta's way. After all the drama he's been through, he's now 2.5 seconds clear out front.
These guys need to stop fighting and start working together. Lord Percival pulls away, and maybe that's what he's going to try and do. He's out to get his first Virtual Racing Project win. He's been so desperate to finally get to the race win. This could be his opportunity. The gap 2.3. Lord Percival outbrakes himself, and that maybe could be his race becoming undone. LMB now 2.5 seconds back from Avesta. He's going to keep pulling away. Bino finds himself in the points. He's 7th. Omar 8th.
Yannick not trying anything on LMB there. He's pulled away as 2/10 of a second this lap so far has Avesta. If it stands, he's pulling away this much at the moment, Avesta will win the race.
2.8 the gap, and of course no DRS now for the man in P2. Yannick needs to not fight him here when we get to the long straight towards turn 1. That is when the teamwork needs to start coming into it. If any of these guys want to prevent Avesta from winning and give themselves a chance, it's 3 seconds now the gap. Avesta may have got this done.
Avesta has now just taken the net lead of this race with just 2 laps to go when Avesta crosses the line. Avesta now in a brilliant position to win this. With the fastest lap as well, I believe.
He can double his points total. He's got 26, he will add another 26. Put him on to 52 and he'll be right up towards...
Oh, a wobble from Yannick there, that could cost him a couple of tenths.
You're right up towards Lightning Luke's total at the championship lead. Still behind, but definitely closer than he was before. Yeah, Yannick now ahead, but 3.3 behind Avesta. If Avesta has kept his nose clean, and that's hard to do in this race. If Avesta has kept his nose clean and the stewards don't have to get involved with him, Avesta will be the man to win the race with just 1.5 laps to go. Can he seal it?
3.7 seconds now the gap. I think surely teamwork has to go out the window now.
Zalba's pulled into pit lane and sped, so that really his race over. Bino's managed to get himself up to P6 now, really recovering all the points he can from McLaren. Yannick defending from LMB. I think these guys have started to accept that the race win is out the window. All three of these guys in this bunch yet to win a race. Charlie's tyres have completely gone out the window, but P5 on that strat isn't so bad, all things considered.
And they're going 3 wide into turn 1. Side by side with LMB and Lord Percival. And there's contact. Yannick has the corner. How none of them have gone around there, I will never know.
Well, they still are battling. Lord Percival wants to at least try and get the P2. Down the inside he goes, and LMB sees him off. Yannick's now going to have a little look towards Lesmo 1, but can't do that. There's going to battle down to Ascari, I'm sure. Omar's got past Jatin as well. That's the battle for 6th, 7th and 8th. As down towards Ascari we go. V-Card, McLaren, Sauber. Which order are we going to finish here? It's a very colourful battle. It's LMV who stays out in front on the mediums. Or Percival behind. Maybe we'll look to try and make the move towards Parabolica, or just before, there's a chance to burn the overtake. They're 3 wide, in fact. 3 wide, there's going to be contact, there is. Coming to the line now, though, Avesta wins the Italian Grand Prix by 4.5 seconds despite his penalty, and up to the line.
Side by side across the line, Yannick just keeps it. Yannick P2, LMB P3, Lord Percival P4. Charlie somehow keeping those tyres alive. Barely.
It's Bino in 6th from Omar on track at least. Bino dropping down a few positions after penalties. Speaking of penalties, I'm sure we'll see a lot in the stewards room, so be sure to follow Virtual Racing Project on Instagram to see the official final results. Jatin happy with P7. Chocard crosses the line. He's going to get 9th, or is he? Because he's picked a penalty up, has the time, will stay 10th. Herod and Harrison round out the lower regions, and Zalba a lap down in 13th. The action never stopped in that race, fair to say.
It did. We did get quite a lap one, but my oh my, that was constant entertainment, absolute cinema. As Avesta climbs on top of that Monza podium after everything that he went through in that race, it might not even be over for him. There was that incident on the safety car restart, but you said you thought it was the wrong strategy. Apparently not. Apparently not. Avesta, at least unofficially, wins the Italian Grand Prix.
Well, there were certainly times during that where you thought Avesta had thrown it away. But 26 points to his total. 52 in total, that is now. Whew. Hard to sum up that race.
Chaos.
There you go.
That's the only way I can describe it. Lord Percival, P15 to less than a tenth off, well, just over a tenth off P4. P2 even, sorry. But I think it's safe to say this race, despite it being over on track, is not over.
Absolutely not. I'm sure the drama is definitely going to kick off track. But we'll see the next on-track action at Japan this time next week. Maybe a track that has a bit less chaos in terms of overtakes, but I'm sure there will be chaos nonetheless. It's F124. But very, very fun race, and until next time, we will see you guys for Japan.
Goodbye, everybody.